Hi, this is Brendan Davis from Bedrock Games and the Bedrock blog, and today I want to talk about a movie that had a strong influence on Wandering Heroes of Ogre Gate, but also I just want to talk about this movie because it's one that I think a lot of people who don't even watch wuxia or martial arts would enjoy. It's just a really good film. The name of the movie is Journey to the West: Conquering the Demons. It came out in 2013 and is directed by Stephen Chow. If you have not seen a Stephen Chow film before, go watch Kung Fu Hustle or Shaolin Soccer. He's a really good director and a brilliant actor. I would also recommend movies that he starred in, like A Chinese Odyssey, which is outstanding, and King of Beggars, and just go look him up. Find whatever movies you can. He's a great actor. He's got a strong comedic talent, and as a director, he's one of the best. So anyways, this movie is based on Journey to the West, and it's which I should probably say is a classic Chinese novel, and it's about a monk who is told by Guan Yin, the Bodhisattva, to go and retrieve a sutra from India, and so he has to travel from China to India, and he's helped by Monkey King, who you've probably seen in other movies, like for example The Forbidden Kingdom, and Pigsy and Sand Monk and a few other you know demons and monster type characters. So it's basically just about their adventures along the way, and him getting the sutra. So this is a sort of like a prequel to that. It's before. I mean, it covers like a very early phase in the story, and I think it's not none of this stuff is really even to my memory addressed. I mean, they do talk about the Tang monk's background in the Journey to the West novel, but this kind of takes a lot of creative liberties, so I think it would be best described as a prequel. Though again, if you read Journey to the West, it does have a lot of material leading up to the actual journey. They get into Monkey King's background and how he's imprisoned in the mountain and all that. But this is basically about the background of the monk, and then him freeing Monkey King and going on his journey. But it's done in a way that is really interesting and really. And I know I overuse that word a lot, but it's done in a really interesting way. It's kind of framed as a love story of sorts. It stars Shu Qi, who you might have seen in a number of movies. She plays the love interest, and I believe the actor's name is Wang Zhen. Let me just double check that. Wen Zhang is the name of the actor, and he was in. If you've ever seen Sorcerer and the White Snake, he played the Bat Demon guy, I believe. So, and I think he's also was in. He might have been in the new Flying Guillotines movie. I have to check and be sure, but I'll try to put some notes at the bottom. But anyways, it stars them. They're both really good. Shu Qi is especially good, I think, in the role that she plays, which is kind of like a demon hunter type. And this is really a movie. I mean, it's a prequel to Journey to the West, but it's really about demon hunters and demons. And it's just a great ride. I don't want to give too much of the plot away. The plot's almost not even that important, to be honest. I mean, the plot's good, but it's really about the humor and the action sequences and the slapstick, and the demons just look great. Like this is like a rare level of quality for this kind of film. I think this has got some of the best effects that I've seen in these sort of movies, and they use them well. Like the selection of things like color and texture are really appropriate for everything they're trying to do. So and they do take elements of Journey to the West. So they introduce Pigsy, who's an important character, but they do it in a way that is kind of very different than. I mean, it has some callbacks to the original, but it's done in a way that kind of changes things a little bit. And the same is true of many other characters. So. But all the essential components are there. They're all present, and then it comes together in the end. So I think this is just an outstanding adaptation of the source material. The acting is really up there. The directing is really up there, like I said, it's a great sort of adventure movie. It's also pretty good family fare. It's not something that this is something that the whole family can watch. And this is a movie that I've recommended it to people, and I know I've said this before about other films, but this is like I've recommended this to people who don't even watch anything that isn't like a Hollywood blockbuster, and they liked it. So it's I think it can appeal to a very broad audience. I think it's a great window for getting people into martial arts, wuxia, and Chinese myth and stuff like that. This is I cannot recommend this movie enough. It's I believe available on Netflix. I know they're constantly shuffling things, so maybe I'm behind on that. If it's not there, it's probably on Amazon Prime streaming or something. I bought it. I've never regretted this purchase. So I would encourage other people to take a chance and grab the Blu-ray or the DVD. I think I got the DVD, so one of these days I might actually get the Blu-ray just so I can see it with greater clarity. But yeah, it's a really great funny movie, and like I said, it's kind of about a bunch of demon hunters and this monk who's trying to be like a good Buddhist monk and also a demon hunter, and he falls in love with this woman, and he ends up having to go to the mountain where Monkey King is imprisoned, and all kinds of craziness ensues from there. And the final battle between, I don't want to give too much away, but there's a battle between him and Monkey, and what's so great about it is, and this is what I like. Number one, this is what I like about Chinese movies in general, but in particular, this is what I like about directors like Stephen Chow. They're able to sort of balance the humor, the tragedy, and just this broad. You get kind of everything. You go into a movie and it hits like almost every single note. It's like so you're sad, you're happy, you're laughing, you're excited, you're on the edge of your seat. You get all these different notes, and they all fit together perfectly and complement each other. And this is a great example of that. And again, I don't want to give too much away. But that final battle scene, it's touching, it's exciting, it's exhilarating, and it's exalting. It's just it's kind of like everything I hope for when I go to a movie. So I'm sorry if I'm going on, but number one, I just have a lot of energy today, so I got a good night's sleep, and I'm maybe a little more alert. But this is also just a damn good movie, and so. And there's a great character to watch for my favorite character in it is Prince Important, who's he doesn't have a huge role, but the time he spends on screen is just really entertaining, and I just love the concept of the character. I love the way the actor. I think I got his name written down here. I think his name is forgive me if I mispronounce this, but I think it's Shou Lua. If anybody knows the proper pronunciation, certainly feel free to mention it in the comments. But he was outstanding, and the whole cast really was outstanding. But I would say him and Chu Chi are the real. And she doesn't normally play roles like this, so it's kind of interesting to see her in a comedic role. But this is a great movie, an exciting movie, and something that I feel like I could show my dad this movie, and my dad hates this kind of stuff, but I feel like he'd be able to watch this one. If you like anything that's action adventure, and you like humor, it's great. And the opening sequence is amazing. You got to. So this is the kind of movie where, you just got to sort of allow it to do its thing. And the opening sequence is just this spectacular slapstick humor sequence in a little seaside village where they're contending with sort of like a fish demon, and it's really great. It's really great. So I can't recommend this enough. It's a much newer film, so I think a lot of the films that I tend to review are obviously older, and I know those can sometimes be a challenge for viewers if they're not accustomed to the older pacing, or if they got to kind of get through maybe the graininess of this is an older film, so the quality is faded over time. This is got vibrant colors, a great soundtrack. It's very easy to watch, highly watchable, And if you like it, I would definitely suggest checking out some of his other films like Kung Fu Hustle. This is a great movie. Hopefully, they said there's supposed to be a sequel coming out. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. So if it does, I will definitely do a review of it here. And so I'm probably going to review another earlier film. I'm going to try to do a '90s film soon because that's kind of that's an era I particularly like for the action choreography. So I'm going to try to do a couple of those at least. Maybe I don't know which ones. I want to do ones that are familiar enough that people will know what I'm talking about or have a sense like they have heard the movie. But I might want to put in something that is maybe a little less known too, just to kind of to give more variety. But I'll definitely probably do something like The Bride with White Hair or Tai Chi Master or something along those lines. And then I'll try to talk a little bit about Detective D too, because that's another more recent one that I think is really worth checking out. So anyways, I've talked long enough, and I have things I need to do. So I will let you go, and I will talk to you later. And have a great day.